Welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell the coolest Japanese collectibles and figurines straight out of Japan, and you can find out more details about us in the description of this video, including our Facebook page and our eBay store. And in this video we will be looking at the Portrait of Pirates Mako, or Phoenix Mako. And I think this is actually the first time that I'm reviewing a P.O.P, Portrait of Pirate. We have sold them in the past, but I think this is actually the first time I'm doing a video review of it. So as I just kind of show you the figure, I'll just talk about the P.O.P line in general. So P.O.P stands for, as I said, Portrait of Pirates, which is the name of a figure series released by a company called MegaHouse. And most of the figures that we sell are made by Banpresto, but in fact Banpresto and MegaHouse are both owned by the same parent company. And the reason why they do it as two separate companies is the Banpresto figures are only available through prizes in Japan initially. So that's either the Crane Games or the Ichiban Kuji lottery. And I've explained that before, so I'm not going to go into detail about how all that works. And then the MegaHouse figures, you can actually buy these in shops. Now, in order for them, the reason why Banpresto does it through prizes is they don't want people to manipulate the prices of collectibles by hoarding them. Now, that may sound ridiculous, but I assure you that it does actually happen. And a good example of that is the recent Nintendo Amiibo series. People were hoarding those. As an example, Little Mac, even in Japan, that was selling for like 60 or 70 bucks even when it was released, and the retail price for it was like 15 bucks. So it does happen. And you know, even with the Amiibos, shops had to limit people that they could only buy one, and they very strictly enforced that. So what MegaHouse do, so Banpresto does that through prizes. The way MegaHouse limits people from sort of hoarding these is they just make them really expensive, to be honest. And unfortunately, as a result, MegaHouse figures are very expensive. So people sometimes leave comments and say, you know, why do you like Banpresto so much? I think MegaHouse make just as good, you know, if not better figures than Banpresto, but I think they're just really expensive. And I have actually reviewed non-One Piece MegaHouse figures, and I've said the same thing. I actually just remembered I did review the Kuminami with a P.O.P guidebook set. So I'll actually put a link to that in the description of this video for you to see. And it probably had this figure in it too, because the guidebook showed all the figures released in the P.O.P line up to 2012. But despite the expense, this is what the hardcore collectors get. The P.O.P series, that's what all of the hardcore One Piece collectors get, because it's probably the best quality figures. They're probably their largest figures. You can also get pretty much any character as a P.O.P, but some of them are seriously expensive figures. Like I was actually out the other day and I saw a P.O.P of Fujitora, which is one of the newer characters, and it's the blind swordman who becomes the vice admiral. And even in Japan, that was like 300 bucks. So, you know, cool figure, cool character, but, you know, 300 bucks for a figure of Fujitora. So these can get very, very expensive. But anyway, let's have a look at the figure. And as I've been showing you, it has a lot of detail. So if you actually have a look up close, you can see that he does have the sort of trademark face and smile. He's always kind of got his eyes kind of half open, and then he's got a little beard at the bottom. And then you can see the really cool coloring and detail in the arms there. How it goes from a yellow to like a deep blue and everything in between. That's really cool. And you can actually take these off. And yeah, you can take them off quite easily. So you could display him without them. And you do also get extra arm, and the hand you reuse, so you pull the hand out and stick it in there, and then you can attach the arm and display him with the arm down if you wanted to. But I don't think you can actually put these on this arm. So if you want it with the sort of whatever you call these flames, I guess, you have to have it in this pose, which I don't see a problem with. I think it looks pretty cool. And then same thing on this one. Now I should mention that I actually realized, because I was having a look before I did this video, there are a lot of sellers on places like eBay selling fake POPs, and the big problem with having fake POPs is that you really need them high quality, because like these joints and these extra parts and accessories, you really want them to fit in properly. And I haven't seen, personally a fake one of these, but I highly doubt that they would achieve the quality to allow that to happen. So, yeah. But, people I actually saw people selling, POPs like really cheap, and they looked rubbish, to be honest. But, it's you get what you pay for, I guess. So, and then you can actually see his tattoo on the front. Of the Whitebeard pirates. That's pretty cool. And then you can see the muscles on his chest and the belt that goes around. And again, even the jacket, you can sort of see the nice kind of color variation in that. And that's quite a hard material. I think they used a special paint for that, because when you clip these on, you don't want it to scratch the paint off. So I think they had to use it like a better quality paint. So I guess these are the things that add up to the cost in producing these. Like even these pieces, just the mold shape and the colors. I mean, that would be quite expensive to produce. It's actually quite sharp as well. If you stepped on one of that, it would hurt. And people would complain about stepping on Lego. I reckon this would be 5 times worse. It would not be a fun experience. Thankfully, I'm not talking from experience. And then you get this. I actually never noticed him having that in the anime. So there you go. But I assume that he's got that. And then he's kind of like sandal things. And you can see the sort of bone thing, the bones for the toes going through there. And then, as I showed you before when I was talking, the stand is actually semi-transparent, and it says up the top, it says Whitebeard Pirates, and then it's got the Whitebeard logo, and then it says Marco. And then there's something written on the very top there. Oh, that's just like the copyright and stuff from the bottom. Yeah. So that's actually printed on the other side. Now the size of him he's about 22.5 centimeters. So just to put that in perspective, that is an iPhone 5 case. So nearly 2 iPhone 5s. So it's probably one of the smaller POPs. To put that into perspective, this is a P.O.P. This is a MSP, Master Stars Piece figure from Banpresto. So he looks a bit bigger because he's in the front. But if I put them side to side, you can see there's about 2.5 centimeter difference there. And then, but a standard sort of 15 centimeter figure is about this big. Sorry. So you can see the kind of relative size difference. So he's not huge, but he's still a decent size. Definitely bigger than a standard figure, and he goes quite well in size with the MSPs and the King of Artists figures as well, if you're into collecting those. Now let me just show you the box quickly, and I'll try and do this as best I can because I'm holding my camera with my hand. So this is the box. So you can see there the gold. Let's get that in focus. Gold Toei Animation sticker. And it says here at the bottom, P.O.P DX Portrait of Pirates Deluxe. Now the Japanese at the bottom, I might give you a quick Japanese lesson. It says Fushicho Maruko. Now Fushicho, which is this part here, means phoenix in Japanese. And if you can understand kanji, and Chinese people can also understand kanji, the meanings, the pronunciation is different in Chinese, but this kanji means bird, this kanji means death, and then this kanji means like the opposite or to negate. So the first two kanji together mean like, you know, non-death or immortal, or, you know, however you want to say that, bird, which is phoenix, because, you know, we believe, I think that's Western mythology, I don't think that's Asian mythology, the phoenix, but, you know, we believe phoenixes are immortal. And then this is written in katakana, and this is Maruko, obviously. And then there's the MegaHouse logo. And then let's have a look at the side. So you can see there he's got his other arm in the right joint. The left arm doesn't come out. And then the back. And I actually found it interesting to note that they actually say this toy is not suitable for people under 15. So that kind of affirms that it's not really a toy, it is a collectible. Because most toys are for people younger than 15. And then the other side is, actually, is there anything we need to see interesting there? Alright, so the left picture there, you can see that the energy or the flames have been taken off. So you can display him without them if you want to. And they come off very easily, actually. And then there is the final side. Excellent model series. There you go. So they're proud of their own work. So that is the Portrait of Pirate Marco. You're probably not surprised that I'll say that, you know, my feelings about the P.O.P series in general. It's a great series, but I just think that they're just overpriced for what they are. But you're not going to be disappointed with these. I think I said this earlier in the video, but the Gold D. Roger P.O.P is one of my favorite One Piece figures of all time. But they're great figures, you know, they always have nice stands, always have lots of different nice accessories and things. They're a great size, so they really make excellent display pieces. And like I said, this is sort of what, you know, the hardcore One Piece collectors get, the P.O.P line. So there you go, that is the Portrait of Pirates Marco, Phoenix Marco figure released by MegaHouse in Japan. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.